food workers across the state could see some extra cash in their paychecks. The state's wage board recommends raising the minimum wage for fast food workers to $15 an hour. Good evening, everyone. It's now up to the governor's labor commissioner to give the green light to this pay raise.
New York's current minimum wage is $8.75 an hour, and many fast food workers say they are just scraping by. We have team coverage tonight, starting with Dave Graber, who's live in downtown Buffalo. Dave?
Well, Don and Jackie, I'm standing here before City Hall, where earlier this afternoon, the atmosphere was absolutely raucous as the lieutenant governor, as well as legislators and minimum wage workers were cheering that decision by the wage board that could raise their base wages by some $6 an hour by the year 2021. Now, today, the state's wage board voted unanimously to recommend to the state labor commissioner to raise the minimum wage to $15 an hour by 2018 in New York City and by 2021 in the rest of the state. While the state's restaurant and business owners were quick to criticize today's historic vote, Lieutenant Governor Kathy Hochul says it'll be beneficial for all because workers will depend less on government subsidy. And Assemblywoman Crystal Peoples-Stokes said raising the minimum wage will have a broad impact.
When people make more money, they live a better quality of life.
Exactly. That's right. That's right.
And when they live a better quality of life, their children live a better quality of life.
Yep.
And our communities have a better quality of life.
It is actually very incremental. It's going to go up $1 a year per year for the next 6 years in upstate New York. So it's not a dramatic shift for the businesses, but it is going to put more money in the pockets of people so they can be more self-supporting.
Now, plenty of time before the minimum wage is raised to $15, including some important next steps. That starts on Monday when the wage board comes back together. They will then pass their recommendation off to the state. Then it'll be up to the commissioner after a 15-day comment period where anyone across the state can make comments and submit them to the state. Then a decision could be made. Of course, there are other regulatory decisions that could come after that. There's still much more to come here on News 4 at 6. For now, reporting live downtown, Dave Graber, News 4 at 6.
Dozens of fast food workers here in the Queen City are celebrating, but some opponents of the increase say singling out fast food workers and ignoring other low-wage workers is unfair. Our team coverage continues now with Jen Shantz, who's live in downtown Buffalo with more reaction tonight. Jen?
Well, Don, as we just showed, spirits at City Hall just a few hours ago were high, with several fast food workers celebrated the prospect of making $15 an hour. But for other minimum wage workers, they say this hike isn't fair to them, and they tell me that it's more a slap in the face than a victory for the masses.
All right. Come on, Kitty. Come on.
For more than 40 years, Ruth Cleary has been in the childcare business. She started out making minimum wage and now is the director of Ripen With Us Childcare Center in Kenmore. For her, $15 an hour for fast food workers doesn't seem right.
Fast food are in it for a profit, and most people in daycare are not in it for a profit. We're lucky that we can make all of our bills anyway.
She's not alone. Several people weighed in on the issue on News 4's Facebook page. Lynn Eichelberger said, "I've worked at the same union job for 10 years and still don't make $15 an hour. You can make fast food a career, but you've got to work your way up. Become a shift manager, work to become a store manager. Entry-level jobs are not $15 an hour jobs." Chrissy McGinnis Merritt wrote, "I have my master's degree in education and work at a bank for around $12 an hour, and I'm okay with it." Cleary's entry-level aides start at $9 an hour, but two of her senior teachers, who both have master's degrees, still make just $10.50.
I've been here 41 years. I have some that have been here 35, 30, 25, and they don't make a lot of money.
Cleary is worried if the fast food wage board gets its way, her business would be forced to close.
I'm afraid that if they get it, then other workers are going to want to have comparable wages, and we just don't have the money to give them anywhere near that amount.
Now, Cleary's daycare center hasn't been able to give her workers a wage increase in 3 years. That includes the two senior teachers who have master's degrees. She says while she's against a minimum wage hike across the board, she says if any minimum wage workers deserve it, it's those in the healthcare and daycare sector, not fast food. Reporting live outside City Hall, Jen Shantz, News 4 at 6.